Hey everybody, welcome to Kitchen Talk with Granna. I'm so glad you guys can come up in the kitchen with me today and just spend a few minutes. I'm definitely not going to keep you very long. But you guys know the routine before we get started with this conversation today. Go ahead down at the bottom of your screen down there. I need you to go ahead and take care of that thumbs up down there, /like button. I need you to go ahead and share this video with all your families and friends. And as you're sharing my video with your families and friends, make sure if they have not become a follower of Granna to go ahead and become one of Granna followers, okay? I appreciate that. At the end of this conversation, if you have any comments or any reviews or anything you just want to say, go ahead and leave me a comment about that. And like I said, once again, if you're not one of Granna followers, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become one of my followers. I really appreciate that, okay? All right, so we're gonna get it going up here in the kitchen, get it popping. It is so much going on with this coronavirus. It is just every day we're getting new news. Every day things are changing. Every time you look at the TV, they're having a special news broadcast to come up, or stuff is constantly popping up on your social media, with this coronavirus. And I do think that some people are not taking this serious enough. We as a country should definitely be paying attention to what's going on right now, and we should be following all these guidelines and these regulations that they're putting out there. I mean, we can see for ourselves the effect that this disease is having on people. You're talking about thousands and thousands of people has already died, and they're saying that it is related to the coronavirus. So it's definitely something that we should take more serious. Okay, not here in Alabama yet, but a lot of states has already put a mandatory stay at home out there, where you can only be out certain times of the day. And if you're out past that time and the police happen to see you out and they stop you and question you, and you don't really have a reason to be out there, then they're going to be fining these. You're going to get a fine. Okay, so it shouldn't come to that point where we're taking a chance with our life or other people's lives too, and being out there. If you have to get out and about, have one family member to go, or and take care or pick up whatever necessities that you need to pick up for your home. Definitely try not to take your kids out if you need to be out. Maybe you can get someone to sit with them while you go out and take care of whatever business you need to do. Okay. They've closed down. Now the governor has closed down here in Alabama, like non-essential business, and that's a lot of your small business owners had closed down their business. A lot of there are a lot of restaurants, or some restaurants that still open, but they're only doing drive-through service or curbside pickup, and that's good for those companies because they're trying to maintain and be able to keep their heads above the water. But I was thinking about a lot of these small business owners, and I know quite a few. I know a lot of small business owners, and it's really sad, and it's really hard for them because are they even going to be able to rebound from this? They're saying that they're going to have where they can get a small business loan, but that's a loan. It's not a grant. This is money that they're gonna have to pay back, that they would not had gotten if this wasn't going on. They're having to lay off their employees. They're not being able to pay their employees, and yes, their employees will have an opportunity to apply for unemployment. But even that process they're so overloaded with that process. Some of the places saying that the website is so overloaded, it has slowed down tremendously to just processing these applications for the unemployment. And then, you have some business owners, on top of having to shut down you know, they have no income coming in for their families. You know, this was their livelihood. This was the way of them taking care of their families, you know. So it's so much going on with this. You know, I hope that these small business owners, you got your beauty salons, your nail tech places, you got your gyms, you got your like I said, some of your restaurants are a small business or they're franchise of a bigger restaurant. You know that this all is affecting. You know, the malls are completely closed down, and a lot of the stores inside the malls are franchise stores. You know, all the places that we go to just to get out and to enjoy a little bit of life, all those places are shut down. And I understand them being shut down because you don't know, you know, who has come in contact with this virus. So it's definitely better to be safe than to be sorry. But, you know, like I said, on the flip side of that, I think about these companies and how they're going to be able to survive that. Are they going to be able to come ahead, you know, get themselves above the water once all this stuff die down? Because even with this stuff they saying will die down come the summer on over into June, July, it'll die down, you know, with the heat staying at a consistent temperature. But then I hear that on the news, they also said that it's very possible that come around the fall and going back into the winter, that, you know, this virus can come back. It can absolutely come back. And I'm like, wow, you know, so, you know, this is something that we're going to be dealing with for, you know, maybe the next year or so. You know, they were saying that this the economy is going to take such a big hit. It's going to take years for it to come back around and get back to where, even half to where it was before all this hit. You know, so it's just crazy. You know, I pray daily anyway, but I'm definitely sending up an extra prayer for all the people that this is affecting. You know, all the small business owners, they're doing virtually everything they can to try to keep their head above the water. And I'm just praying that they're able to maintain until, you know, they can reopen their business. And you know, because some of these businesses just being closed a month is the end of their business. They can't bounce back. You know, so I'm just praying that we as a country, that we can come back around. And if there is any way that we can still support these small business, that we're able to do that. But then, you know, even with that being said, people don't have the money to do it because they're losing their jobs. They don't have jobs. You know, they're you know, these are not billion-dollar companies. So if you're already living in a low income, or you're considered one of the low income families or person, then you yourself is having a hard time just trying to survive. It's just so much going on. I mean, you know, it's probably more of people affected by this than what they're reporting, you know, what they're actually putting out there in the news, because I guess they just can't cover every little county or every little town or everything. But if you go into some of these smaller towns that's got these mom and pop grocery stores and these mom and pop little pharmacies and mom and pop little stores, then, you know, it's probably really, really hurting them and hurting that community, because some of these communities, that's the only form of necessities that they have. You know, and when they're having to cut back on their hours and close their doors earlier, and, you know, and cut back on these employee hours, then it's really hurting, you know. So, like I said, I just pray that we all come through this. I just pray that this world gets in a better place. And you know, I'm not trying to push no religion out there on anybody or tell anybody they need to pray, but, you know, you do as you feel like you need to do. But me, myself, I am praying really hard, you know, that the people that's going through this worse than I am. You know, I don't own a small business. I don't work. I'm not out there in the workplace having to go to work every day, you know. I mean, I have family that still has to go out just to go to work to get a paycheck. They can't afford to sit at home. They have to do this just to maintain, you know. There's you know, places around here that's saying that, yes, if you cannot afford your rent, it's, you know, we'll work with you on that. But then they're also saying on the news, hey, if you can pay something on your rent, your utilities, you know, do that. Pay something, because when all this is over, these bills are still going to be there. You know, this stimulus check that everybody's waiting on, that they got everybody hyped up about right now, they haven't even started sending those checks out. They haven't even got all that in place yet, you know. And by the time these people get these checks, they're already gone. They're already done spent those checks, you know, especially if they're not working. You know, those checks are gone. You know, you still have to have the necessity to stay in home and to stay and to live. And how long are these places that provide the necessities are going to be able to continually to let people not be able to pay or not accept, you know, take these payments? Because they still gotta, you know, provide this necessity to everybody. They still gotta, you know, provide you with your utility, your lights, your water, your gas. You know, you still gotta have a place to live. But, you know, if you look at the big picture, these places still have their bills coming in. You know, these apartment complexes still have to pay whatever they gotta pay. You know, they still gotta maintain, you know, these properties and do all that. So it's just so much coming, you know, so much going on. Like I said, right now, I'm really thinking about these small business. I'm thinking about the employees that has lost their jobs and trying to figure out a way to survive and stay ahead. It's just so much going on, you know. But the bottom line, we need to follow these regulations and guidelines. We need to stay at home if possible. You know, we need to definitely practice the social distancing, and we need to continue to practice good hygiene and just try to do everything that we can, you know, because even when we going out and about, we don't know if we're bringing something back home to our children or to our spouses or our family members. So we just need to definitely just listen to what they're saying, you know. And if it comes to the point here in Alabama where they have a mandatory stay at home put in place, I hope everybody follow that and do what they have to do until we're able to get back out and, you know, try to enjoy life as much as possible. You know, I am just thankful to wake up every day and have breath come out of my body and to just, you know, thank God for that, you know. So I just want everybody to have be in the best possible health that they can, and think about other people when you're going out there and about, you know, just think about that, okay? So, you know, that's basically what I'm going to be bringing to you guys probably for a while now. We're just going to be, you know, trying to bring all the information that I gather from this coronavirus and what's going on here in the state of Alabama. So I'll be bringing it to you guys as I get it, okay? But I'm going to get ready and let you guys get up out of here. But if you are out and about, you know, just give a smile to everybody that you see from a distance, okay? And just be as healthy as possible. Practice your good hygiene. Practice the social distance. And just be safe, everybody. Just stay in and be safe, okay? I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. And I will catch you guys back in a few, okay? Bye.